Hello. So there's plenty of articles, projects, YouTube videos where people are pitting chess against large language models. And it's obvious why. Chess is long known as the ultimate test of strategic thinking and intelligence. There's even a chess LLM arena where small models combat each other. You can fine tune one yourself and join the competition and maybe make progress in this field, but maybe don't. This is all a bit wrong. Even though LLMs are able to play chess at a seemingly reasonable level, it is more of a side effect. What truly happens? They completely fail to reason about chess. Let's explore this. Let's run a quick demo using GPT-4o. We play a standard game. I'm playing this myself with no help from engines. So this looks like a fairly decent game. Opening a standard, I have probably missed some opportunities, but overall, seems like GPT-4o is playing at maybe ELO 1500 level. Well, right here, there's probably a mistake. It allows me to capture this piece, and he's losing a pawn. This move seems nice, but I think at this point his queen went too far to the left, so I can just develop my knight. And surely this move is incoming, right? Queen takes bishop is actually very bad. It's actually game over, since now I can freely move my knight to here. He should have defended with a pawn move. Now it's gonna be a quick mate. So what will he play? He stalls the game with a queen sacrifice. This is actually such an engine move. Any human player would usually resign. Well, since GPT-4o does not use chess engine to play me, does it mean it was trained on engine moves specifically? I don't think there's many of engine moves in the wild. Maybe I'm wrong, but why would OpenAI do this? Well, let's leave it to them. But at this point, I'm kind of interested. Does he understand that sacrificing the queen is stalling the game? Let's ask him, do you think we already finished? Not quite yet. The game is still on. Oh, it's getting intense. Your king is in check after my move, but there are still ways to defend or counter. What? What was your rationale behind the last move? Wait, what? He did this to apply pressure on my queen side? To gain time to develop my position and create more threats? To have potential follow-up ideas like developing his rook? Let's move on. Let's play this move, and ask him, how would you estimate your chances right now? At this point, I would say the game is relatively balanced. Wow, okay. This is not something you would expect from someone who has just put out around, 1500 ELA level play so far. What is happening here? It's mate in one. Everyone can see this. There's a huge discrepancy between the previous play and this estimate. We must address that. But before you ask, what about the chain of thought reasoning which O1 preview possesses? Well, does that change anything? Let's find out. Let me show you. I will speed up through this a bit. It's pretty similar to what happened with GPT-4o, except here, let's pause here. This is wonderful. Look at this. Who is O1 preview talking with here? What we observe here is an answer to a question which was asked during the chain of thought reasoning behind the scenes. Just for everyone who doesn't know, O1 preview is using chain of thought, which means it's asking questions to itself and getting the answers and drilling himself until he finally arrives at the final answer. And we find this, it's leaking here. It's maybe fun here, but actually it kind of makes the whole conversation less coherent. Probably OpenAI will address that in the future. Now, it's a correct move to move a rook away, but it allows me to go for a kill with a bishop and win the knight after O1 moves his other knight. But look here, O1 thinks I made an invalid move. And it seems no amount of chain of thought reasoning will help you if you don't see the board. There's no point in continuing, but I hope I made my case clear. So it seems large language model is playing okay chess almost by chance, intuitively selecting decent moves, but totally unable to reason about it. I think one of the main explanations of why it's happening is because large language models do not have two-dimensional spatial vision. Let me show you what I mean. I'm a language model myself, and by the way, I'm fairly okay rated chess player too. Let's see how I play chess without the spatial vision, let's go. Let's put the blindfold on. And yeah, I'm ready to play the game. D4.
D5.
Okay, bishop to F. F. Wait, bishop to F4?
Was that a question?
Yeah. You see what I mean? We, as humans, we are natural at two-dimensional abstractions. We are way better at them than even in our natural habitat, which is three-dimensional. By the way, actual grandmasters can do this blindfolded chess way better than I can. But in both mine and grandmaster's cases, the two-dimensional chessboard, it gets generated by our brains. Only their brains, we don't need the input from their reality. They can generate it on their own, and probably because of long practice. But regarding LLMs, they have a huge disadvantage here, and they are totally unable to reason even about the simplest chess positions, because they lack an ability to form these two-dimensional abstractions from the board state. They kind of have to go back to simple intuition and pattern recognition without any chance to calculate chess positions, to apply tactical precision. Bear in mind, O1 Preview can reason, it just doesn't have anything to reason with. So, is there no hope for LLMs? Well, let's look at this paper first. Google DeepMind claimed they trained a grandmaster level AI without searching a game tree. And it's only a 270 million transformer model. It has attention layers inside it, but it's not really the LLM. It's not what I've been talking about in this video. Yet I thought I will cover this in my video anyway, since it's kinda similar to large language model because it's also a transformer architecture. Well, let's see how they did this. So they grabbed 10 million games from Lichess, played by regular players. And then let's say every game has 40 moves, so about 80 game states, which we then took all the legal moves for each state and evaluated all of them. By the way, this all multiplies to about 15 billion evaluations, which they did these evaluations using the Stockfish, which is a traditional game engine. They gave 50 milliseconds for each action value evaluation, which multiplied by 15 billion is a crazy amount of compute, but yeah, it's Google, they can afford that. So after you have these evaluations, what you can do is to simply train your neural network to approximate their values. But wait, did not they say they did this without search? Let's go back. What do they think Stockfish does? They cannot seriously take 15 billion data points, run a search algorithm on each of them to train a model to approximate these values, these evaluations, and then proceed to claim they reach this ELA without search algorithm? There's definitely a search algorithm hiding behind the Stockfish, but it's Google DeepMind and I'm just a tiny YouTuber, so what do I know? But other than that, it's an amazing paper. I did not really expect a transformer without convolutional layers to reach ELO 2800. Convolutional layers, by the way, uh, are an ability to structure neural network inputs in two-dimensional way, which kind of gives models two-dimensional vision. But also, since we did use search to come up with evaluations, this is somewhat similar to AlphaZero, which is not a transformer and does feature convolutional layers. But also AlphaZero is not ELO 2800, it's ELO 3800. Again, amazing paper. Transformers can play chess after all when exposed to huge amounts of data. But again, we kind of have a specialized model here. It's not exactly a general purpose LLM. Okay, so while everyone is doing chess, there is another game waiting in the corner, and it's widely known and it's actually way better suited for large language models. Also is not yet fully solved using tree search algorithms, but no one's paying attention to it. That game, Texas Hold'em. And I will cover it in my next video.